everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title down below, in this video we're going to be doing cauliflower cheese, and sorry about the background noise, we're doing standing and all that stuff. At the moment I'm really hoping it's not too bad, but so I just got one full cauliflower that I've just broken up into chunks. I don't use much of the stem, just mainly the top of the cauliflower. So I've got that all in my dish ready, and we'll just go straight onto the sauce. Alright, so for pretty much cauliflower cheese, you want to start off with a roux, turn your roux into a white sauce, and then turn your white sauce to a cheese sauce. So starting off here with 2 tablespoons of butter, and this is on a medium heat. Alright, so now the butter is completely melted and it's starting to bubble. We're going to be adding in 2 tablespoons of flour. So essentially equal parts flour and butter. And you want to give that a good whisk through. I'm using a whisk now. And just get out all of the lumps. And I'm going to switch to my silicone spatula to scrape down the edges and the corners. And you want to keep moving this. You don't want it to sit for too long. I'm just going to turn down the heat a little bit so it's low to medium. And you want to cook the flour out for a couple minutes, but while we cook the flour out, I'm going to add in some of our spices. So in here I have a tablespoon of garlic, a teaspoon of dried rosemary leaves, half a teaspoon of ginger powder, and the tiniest amount of ground cayenne pepper. We don't want the heat, we just want the flavour, so just a very tiny amount of the cayenne pepper. And this way this will just heat through the garlic and the spices and give a nice flavour while we're still cooking off the flour. So I suppose now this is like a seasoned roux. I don't really know, but to make a roux it was just the butter and the flour. Alright, switching back to my whisk, I'm going to start adding in some milk. We use low fat milk, it's perfectly fine. You can use full fat milk if you prefer. You just want to whisk that through and just add a little bit of milk at a time. And each time you add milk, you just want to whisk it all well so there's no lumps. But remember, the garlic and the stuff you put in is going to have, like, it will look like lumps, but it's just the garlic. So just keep adding. I'm probably adding like 1/4 cup of milk at each time. 1/4 cup to 1/3 cup. And you just want to keep going until you have enough sauce, or the right consistency of sauce. But although it will get runny, it will definitely thicken up in the oven as well. And switching back out to give it a scrape. So I've probably ended up using about 1.5 to 2 cups of milk, which for me that is plenty. And we just want to get this up to a simmer. Alright, so now you pretty much have your seasoned white sauce. Now we want to make it into a cheese sauce. So I've turned up the heat just above medium now, just try and get it going a little quicker. And you can tell it has thickened up a bit more and it's at a simmer now. Not when I mix it kind of stops, but that's okay, we don't want it to boil. So here are the cheeses. I got about 1/2 cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese and about 2 cups of just your regular tasty cheese. I'm going to add in all of the Parmesan cheese I have here, so 1/2 cup of that. And I'm going to add half of my tasty cheese, so only about 1 cup of tasty cheese will go in here, and the other half we'll keep that for the top. So now the cheese is on. I'm gonna turn off my heat, but I've left it on the hob, and you just want to mix it all in until it's nice and melted. And this is really thickening it up. I'm not adding any salt either because cheese is quite salty. You can, if you want more salt, like, or add salt, you definitely can. But yeah, I'm not gonna add any salt. And you can definitely add other cheeses too, whatever cheese you like. I'm not a huge cheese person, so I personally like to just stick with Parmesan and just your regular tasty cheese. But you can have mozzarella, or I don't even know what other kind of cheeses there is out there. I don't eat it. But here we go. Nice and thick, and it's all melted. So I'm going to take that off and we're going to pour it over our cauliflower. I also got the oven currently preheating at 200 degrees Celsius. So I'm just going to slowly pour this on top of all of the cauliflower. Now I want to loosely cover this just because this is kind of risen and over the top. I'm going to loosely cover it with some foil. And this will go into the oven for 1 hour. Alright, so after 1 hour, take off the foil, add the cheese. And you just want it to be nice and golden brown. Alright, and after about 20 or so minutes, it's done. So we just want to take it out. And there we go. So ideally you want it to rest for probably 10 minutes. Everything else is ready. That was the last thing to come out, so we're just going to dig right into it. Alright, so I totally forgot to come back on here and end this video, so that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!